There's Rocksteady at King of the Pit TV.
Mic checker, microphone record, there's Rocksteady at KOTP TV, that's King of the Pit TV, bada bing, fresh t-shirt on people. I'm feeling good, it's the start of a new day. I thought I'd jump into a little bit of death metal. I've never listened properly to Bolt Thrower before, so we're going to go from the start. This record is entitled In Battle, There Is No Law, alright? We've got 9 tunes on this record. Starts off a little bit long, I'll tell you what, people, in regards to how I'm feeling today. 5 minutes for a track seems a bit long-winded for me. Wouldn't like to jump into it, but once we get over the initial 5 minutes, 3 minutes 35, 3 minutes 45, it seems like we've just got 2-minute songs. Well, at least a bridge of 2-minute songs, then 3:12, 3:32, 3:30. So relatively short as far as death metal might be concerned, which is good for me. Alright. I'm coming into this listen through with a bias, by the way. I'm assuming the band's music isn't going to hold up to the merchandising, to the hype. Their reputation precedes them in the merchandise game, alright? I don't associate them with a band people gas about as far as the musicianship and the actual music, more so the t-shirts. Happens a lot in hardcore as well, youth crew bands and particular niche bands. I used to call it eBay gold back in the day. We had a few bands around here where merchandise would sell the heck out. Now they're dead and gone. Nobody listens to the music no more. It was all about the merchandise. So I'm coming in with a bias, yeah? Let's see whether Bolt Thrower can change my mind. I've seen a couple of Bolt Thrower covers, in particular the Something Crusade. I've seen Harm's Way cover that as an intro, and a couple of local acts have covered that as an intro as well, so I know that ain't on the record, but that's my insight for today. We're going to jump into it. After this is done and dusted, I'll give you an overview, I'll give you a rating for the record, and we'll have a look at a little bit of the history of Bolt Thrower, okay? So this first one is entitled In Battle, There Is No Law, it's the title track, and I'm going in this blind, so shout out to all the death metal heads who keep in touch. One love, let's go. When was this put out? 1988. British band, didn't it, Bolt Thrower? Death metal from the UK. Yeah, you tell me, people, because death metal isn't my forte. Still to this point, and obviously I'm from England. So if you're a death metal head, tell me what the state of death metal in the UK, if not England, is like at the moment, if not the history of death metal, on this little island of mine. I know it's predominantly American, like death metal blooms in America. As for over here, we've got bands who make it here and there, but it's not necessarily a crazy wild circuit, you know. I come from a hardcore circuit, so when I see I'll be real with you, when I see like death metal merchandise and so forth, it tends to just be hardcore kids who try to approach the aesthetic in a different way. There's not too many real death metal heads in the particular circuit I'm involved in. When I was younger, I used to see quite a few death metal acts, but they were all touring bands. You know what I mean? Not many of them were homegrown. And when I was watching death metal, a lot of them were like deathcore adjacent as far as the support acts and stuff. We had a few decent slam bands and stuff, but as far as traditional death metal,
It shall be every man for himself. As in battle,
come on, let's get to it. The album artwork looks less death metal and more crust, I think. Come on. Let's go. Come on. Very bass heavy on the production here. Definitely a relatively budget production, and I say that because they're not holding on to their tempo very well. It's not an incredibly tight performance by them. And I don't say that to cast judgment. Some people definitely like that. It removes the studio magic from it and gives it a more organic feel. And it adds to the frantic, you know, punk-infused sound that you may get in death metal. Especially these fast bits where it's just noise. You know what I mean by noise. Very ignorant. It's very primitive. The sound is just very roots, down to the floor, ground hitting two rocks together. Oh, oh, oh. But this band must be like the most bootleg band of all time. Every time I see like a metal slash hardcore slash whatever bootlegger, they've always got Bolt Thrower merch. That must be a cash cow, that. Come on. It sounds like the band could easily have one guitarist as opposed to two. There are sections where the guitar solo kicks off and you've got a rhythm guitar, of course, but you know, just the rhythm it could be pulled off with one guitarist. We've got Challenge for Power coming up next, 3 minutes 35, track number 2. This is going to be interesting. I've not been given everything I need to cast judgment with that one number, so let's keep moving.